little bit, because 5ManMidas is going to come for them anyway. He doesn't necessarily need to play this game where he blinks in and they get to fight forward.
Uh-oh, Sanctified. He finds the stun here with the ultimate kisses over the top. And there's going to be the exorcism coming out. Monkey goes in with the shackles, but it's not enough. Gremlo trying to do the damage here. It's going to take down Sanctified here. One last right click is going to do it. But Gremlo, he's still having the exorcism. Misses there on the Scatter Blast Ray. Standing strong with the heal. Crow is just going to be dead. There's going to be a sleight of fist here, and RL is going to be godlike, and Ray still alive and well. His heal is going to wear off pretty soon though, and now finally it's going to go down. But Lies all this time has had time to arrive. Forsaken Oracle. Uh-oh, I'm pretty sure he will be Forsaken. The cookie coming out, they find the kill. Monkey, you gotta be careful. Monkey, get out of here! Get out of here! Two-man silence is gonna secure his retreat.
Still use a tower to the skellies though.
I feel like that was nearly as good of a fight as you could have asked for. And they still, it was a 4-for-2.
I really don't think so. Getting caught in that tiny area under the globs from the Snapfire, that was a brutal start actually. So yeah. No, I will disagree. That could have gone a lot better. So they actually
find a little bit of a better initiation
decently with 2 kills.
I'm surprised that they're struggling so much with this Snapfire when they have 2 heroes who are usually pretty good at canceling it. Oh no, Monkey! Oh, he's trying to get away. There's gonna be the Walrus Punch, and he's not gonna get away.
Yeah. Interesting point, but the problem is that they need to be in the front lines because these 2 supports are their initiation tools, right? So Snapfire can see everybody who's supposed to be canceling her, and either kill them off at the start, as we saw with the gloves just there, or straight up put herself in a position where she's not going to get cancelled.
And now this is going to be a 16-minute Roshan here for 5ManMidas. They keep their foot on the gas pedal and they won't stop. Ray has more net worth than the mid Shadow Shaman. Uh-oh. Cookie doesn't connect. But RL, oh no, he's looking for him again. Monkey, he still has no point in Hex. He's still level 8. It is.
The Dark Lord's going to have some words with him.
Uh-oh. Stop. I mean, so what's... They need to find a better initiation here, but also, they're just walking high ground right now. Lies, he's ready. He has a Death Soul, they have the minus armor from the little Shredder. They're ready to chuck through these buildings. And how can you fight this?
You hope that you get a really good fight with Clockwork Cogs that cut this team in half. This is not cutting them in half.
He is gonna get the hook shot out, but is still gonna be brought down by Lies.
Wanted to find a good angle from the backside so you can actually get that chance.
It's gonna be a roll in from Crow, but does not connect onto any hero. And this tower is just going to die. They still have Aegis for another 3.5 minutes. That's a tier 3 now down. They have Exorcism. There is going to be a 3-man silence. They're throwing everything onto Crow with the Serpent Wards here coming out from... And the Exorcism going on to the Wraith King. Wraith King, his first life is dead and Lies. He's going to die a second time. Arkosh Gaming are holding on. That's going to be the jump in from Crow again onto RRL. A little bit more than he could chew, but the Shackles coming in onto Sanctified, finding that kill. And now RRL has to burn the Aegis. RRL is going to be pushed back. The stun connects with the Split Earth. And the Hex coming out onto RRL. But it's going to be taken off with the Lotus Orb and Ember Spirit. Still going to be shackled down though. And is going to die. A successful hold here by Arkosh Gaming.
So, as it turns out, you don't actually have to separate 5ManMidas if they separate themselves. Like, Leshrac still does an absolute ton of damage into anyone who doesn't have a BKB, and nobody bought a BKB this game so far. As Oracle, yeah, pays for his sins.
Just tried to push out some waves there.
This is after the Wraith King already dies. Look, by the way, at what Oracle is going to do here over on the side, if we're gonna get that. Because he knows that the Snapfire went up the hill. And he gets himself all of the interruption that they need.
Meanwhile, in game though, Monkey is being caught out by the Mortimer Kisses again, and with the Mortimer Kisses, will he burn down? No, he will survive a little while longer. The Sardir Tormentor is gonna finish him off. They find a kill onto the Enchantress, but the 2 hero shards there by Sanctified. He finds another kill for 5ManMidas. Gremlo, he's pretty tanky. Like, Gremlo is having an okay-ish game, but everybody else in the mid lane, though, they're gonna find Pale Horse. The Bloodstone is not going to be good enough. Forsaken Oracle tries to finish off RRL, but the chains are going to be there, and Lies, just one quick hit is going to be enough to take out the Clockwork.
And that's painful. I mean, this, as much as that fight looked like good news for Arkosh, the problem is that as soon as they split up like that, trying to get their farm back up, really 5ManMidas has no need to take their pedal off the gas for even a second. So they still have so much farm, as well as just level advantage, that they can kill heroes on several sides of the map without losing any of them. I bet
Absolutely,
RL...
and now... Oh. Yeah, December. He's going for his own BK. I mean, how do they kill him once he has BKB?
He uses up all of his charges while he's walking into an exorcism. Either that, or he underestimates the Spirit Siphon fear. Like, I have seen a lot of Ember Spirits die to that.
Especially since now with the buff, since 7.31, where it's only for 3 seconds and not 5 seconds, it can it can catch a lot of people off guard, or like, oh, I'm just Spirit Siphons a little bit, but then suddenly you're
I'll get out. Fine. Wait.
Wait, I can't get out. And Shadow Shaman, wait. He's changed up his mind again, is now looking for the Aether Lens.
Yeah, he's at this shard for a bit, just like, okay, what can I buy right now that would make the biggest difference in the high ground defense. So we saw a couple of nice shackles with those extra wards. Now he farms a lot faster as well. The Serpent Ward shackle is very good for that. And yeah, Aether Lens on top of the Keen Optic. And as I said before, they will come to you.
On the Forsaken Oracle, forced to use the hookshot to get out of there. But that means this tier 2 is for sure given up. But already, like Arkosh, they're just cutting creep waves. They just want to prolong this game. Get Pale Horse his money. Although he is in the triangle and Vol is arriving. Can he find the stun is going to be the question. Nobody else really here. RL coming with the Remnant. But from the side, Ray coming in. RL finds the chains now. That's going to be the Lotus Orb to get rid of the silence. And they're going to go on to Pale Horse here. Pale Horse trying to stand his ground. But he is going to go down. Vol still alive. That was a lot of damage from the Leshrac. But with all 5 heroes on top of him, he just died.
I mean, that's one of the reasons why he was lifestealing so much, though. Like, they definitely needed Lies there. If they don't have him, I think Pale Horse can actually turn that. But Lies has been doing a great job showing up to these fights ever since he's got the Desolator.
But creep waves are being cut more and more and more. 5ManMidas. With no creep wave, how do you keep on pushing? That's kind of the question. I feel like Arkosh, like, despite how far they're behind, they're really showing how you can extend the game for yourself. As Crow gonna find the courier. Silence coming on to the Wraith King, and he's out. Meanwhile, the same cannot be said about the Clockwork. As Sanctified has found
and
him.
I've got Gremlo as well.
Oh no! It just gets all the Spirit Siphons out and heals himself, but then everybody just walks away. He is tanky, but not nearly tanky enough, and Gremlo is gonna go down. that was just clockwork, that would be okay for Arkosh, but losing Gremlo there... Oh no.
Yeah, at the very least he's going to be up again before anything major happens. And he does have an exorcism at
That's
the
gonna
ready
be
as
the
well.
Aghanim Scepter on the Ember Spirit. They find Pale Horse again. The stun's gonna be there. Follow-up stun with the Scatter Blast and the Cookie, and an easy kill for 5ManMidas onto that horse again.
Yep. And they were pinging that midwave like, hey, we have creeps alive here. Please
We have
keep
creeps,
them
get
alive.
that tower. It is 2 creeps. It is 2 creeps. Protect them. Protect them for him.
I think that's one of the things that's hard to like properly explain while you're casting, but we could see there Forsaken Oracle taking down creep waves. He has been doing this all this time.
Yeah, maxed out Rocket Flare over Battery Assault. Like, he knows what the state of the game is for his team. And there's gonna be a Remnant going in. They're going straight onto Gremlo. Gremlo has the Dual Scepter. Hookshot only hits onto Death Prophet though, and now Exorcism coming out. And Dire, they just want to get out. There's gonna be the Snowball with the Lotus Orb, so Tusk is gonna be dying here. But that's just the Tusk for an Exorcism Forced.
Excellent trade. Was a little bit close for comfort for 5ManMidas though. RL got very low there. We were talking about how he has an Aghanim Scepter now, but that does mean that he did not buy a BKB.
Yeah. It does mean, however, like that the initiation is going to be a lot easier. He can jump in and out, but if he ever gets caught, it's going to be very scary. As now Roche has respawned, is going to be scanned out by Arkosh and seen by the Rocket Flare, and they're looking to contest this. Monkey went for Boots of Travels.
They're split pushing this game out, alright. Very clear calls made.
Very, very clear. Now,
None of that improves their ability to actually man fight when this... Like, if they let one creep wave get to their base, Lies is gonna take all their buildings in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, and now Roche. Crow is looking for the roll in, but Ray does spot him, blocks the roll, and with that, that's going to be an Aegis into the hands of the Ember again. Lies. Wait, who took the shard? Oh, it's going to be the Ember.
Ember as well.
Yeah, since he has Aghanim Scepter.
Excellent damage upgrade for him. Shard on the Ember, not that good without the Aghanim Scepter. You really want the extra remnants in order to properly pop off with those.
Yeah, it's RRL. He's looking for Gremlo here. That's just a silence onto him, and he's out. But they're coming in here. This is backdoor protected. Creeps are arriving though, and now you mentioned they're just gonna take your buildings, and that's exactly what they do. There's gonna be a Shackles onto the Enchantress. Cookie not going to save, actually puts her further into the bait. That's an Enchantress dead. Hookshot coming in here onto the Wraith King. Wraith King doesn't have the Aegis. His first life is going to be burned. He has a BKB for the second. Mortimer Kiss is coming over the top. Gremlo is still gonna Spirit Siphon here. Doesn't have the Exorcism. Pale Horse, however, is in the midst of it all. Gets stunned again by the Cookie and is going to go down. Crow coming in with a nice Magnetize, but it is just not enough damage. Now the Exorcism lies. He's getting so low, but the Scatter Blast from Vol is enough to secure the life of the Wraith King, and Gremlo cannot follow any further. They get the Aegis, but RRL, he is looking for more. They're looking for Forsaken Oracle. Forsaken Oracle is dead. Gremlo is dead. Ultra kill for Lies here. And this might just be the game.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. I'm guessing that they're just having fun right now, and if you can leverage the Leshrac into a fight again, maybe you get to kill some heroes, but without the Exorcism, this is very hard.
Yeah, 2 sets of racks now for 5ManMidas, looking very good to even out this series.
Yeah. You can see here, 5ManMidas, they have a wave in the base. They know they're so far ahead, they'll just press the advantage. Just jumping straight on in. Doesn't matter. At least the Aegis got burned there if you're Arkosh here.
Yeah, the
Okay
Aegis got burned. For 2 sets of racks, but the Aegis got burned. You gotta look at the positives here, gotta look at the positives. And it really is an absolute slaughter here. 11-38, and only 1 set of racks remaining for Arkosh.
And they're looking to
We
bait
now
out
also have a
Pale Horse here.
BKB on the Snapfire. Forsaken Oracle looking to take back the outpost.
It does give away the fact that they're all behind Pale Horse here, and I don't think 5-Man-Midas is going to bite for this one. They really don't have to.
Yeah, they're just looking to push out these waves, but like this smoke is becoming very, very obvious as the base is under attack here by creeps, and not a single hero is responding. And Arkosh Gaming, what are they looking for? Are they looking to just like base trade into like tier 4s? I don't I don't know. Like Arkosh could be the team I could see doing that, but 5ManMidas just looking to get the megas. But yeah, Arkosh, they're not letting down.
For it.
They want to go for the end here, as they're gonna be megaed, and now the glyph is coming out, and now RL is going to go in with the BKB, gets the chains. 2 heroes already dead. Pale Horse dead. Triple kill for him. Yeah, Gremlo gonna get stunned up here as well. He's going to die. RRL is gonna get the Ultra. Yeah, Ultra kill for him. Meanwhile, in the base, Lies coming back in. Still has to reincarnate. Looking to go on to Monkey. Monkey is dead. Pale Horse bought back into this fight, but the Split Earth is going to be avoided with the Snowball. And yeah, Pale Horse is just dead again. Gremlo bought back. No exorcism to speak of. And GGs are called as 5ManMidas just steamroll Arkosh Gaming here in game number 2.
Yeah, almost a mirror image of the first game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, very much so. Oof.
And
But,
I think Monkeys is going to think again before he suggests another mid Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, the mid Shadow Shaman, it looked really tough against this Ember Spirit. Like, potentially against another matchup, like maybe as you were mentioning during the draft, maybe they thought this was going to be an Ember Spirit position 1 and that they were still waiting on a mid pick, and they thought Shadow Shaman would be good against the potential heroes that 5ManMidas could be picking up. But yeah, RL just completely popped off, completely murdering, like 18-1-15. 6-1-24 and 12-1-5. The kill scores there for 5ManMidas on their course. They just had an absolute blast, an absolute stomp there from the side of 5ManMidas. And Arkosh, yeah, you gotta think back a little bit about the drafting here with the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, definitely. If you look back to that first game, we really say, okay, this game was very hard for 5ManMidas to even finish up their draft right, because this core combination between the Lesh and the CK is just very hard to deal with no matter what you pick on your last pick. Whereas here we have 3 int heroes that are going to get sliced apart by the Ember Spirit. They have a lot of burst damage coming in from everybody, which is, yeah, you pick a Wraith King, you spend everything on his first life. What are you going to do next? This was just very easy to draft into for 5ManMidas, and as a result, like, their entire gameplay just looked much smoother as well.
Absolutely. So let's see how game 3 is going to go in this best of 3 series 1 deciding match between Arkosh Gaming and 5ManMidas will be coming up right after this pause.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Hello and welcome back here to Arkosh Gaming versus 5ManMidas. Game number 3 here, Kips. What are we expecting?
I want to see another brawl. And this time, I want to see it match. First game, we had Arkosh coming in really hard. 5ManMidas not really matching them. Second game, 5ManMidas bringing the hurt. This time, I want to see that immovable object against the unstoppable force. Give it to me.
Absolutely. So we are already here in the draft. So let's go straight on in here. The bans. This time we're gonna see the Ray Enchantress being banned out here. Like Arkosh Gaming, really thinking that hero was very, very important for 5ManMidas.
Yeah, in general, it is just very hard to run a nice laning stage versus a team that you know runs Enchantress, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it really enabled a good lane for a Wraith King who normally wouldn't be doing that hot versus a Death Prophet, as well as making sure that then afterwards, as soon as he was established, she could roam into mid and provide a lot of threat towards Monkey, who, even if he would have been on another hero, you're not happy when that Enchantress starts turning up in your lane around minute 6.
Absolutely. And in game number 1, we saw Arkosh Gaming. They went for the Omni Knight, which worked out very well for them. It is going to be banned out again here in game number 3. What other heroes do you think is that first pick worthy here for Arkosh?
If you look at what they've favored previously, they've played a lot of Disruptor in like their previous runs. They've done a bunch of Nyx Assassin. I could see either, but this is Io. This is something different. Going with another empowering hero for the chorus then. So a little bit mimicking that.
Now, with this Io pick, I immediately start to think, is there going to be a Tiny coming?
Yeah, it's very possible. Could be a Tiny, could be another CK. There are a lot of heroes that do very well with the Io. Things like Night Stalker do really well as well. Lots of options, but definitely a good option for the Tiny. 5ManMidas respond with the Mars, like, all right, fine. You guys want to be together, we will put you together in an arena and just fight you in there. And Mars, especially good versus the classic Io Gyro combination.
Absolutely. And it's just going to be the Mars Snapfire off lane, I would assume. Very, very nice lane. You just spear into Cookie, and you kill nearly any hero you hit with that.
Yep. You've got great wave clear with the two of them as well. A lot of burst damage. And the Snapfire just in general is a good tool for these combination of heroes that are going to be close together as well. Yeah, there's your Tiny. You get the points.
There's the Tiny. I mean, the hero is just so strong right now. So now with this Tiny here, they most likely are going to ban out some of the bigger counters, such as the TA, I would assume, to be banned out here. Are there any other specific heroes you're watching out here as Arkosh?
I would be looking for especially things that are going to be targeting down your IO. So after this Ember Spirit, maybe the Void Spirit as well. You could be thinking about a Weaver maybe, although I'm not sure if 5ManMidas would be running the support Weaver necessarily. And then, yeah, I agree. TA could go down. And then older counters like the AA are not as popular. Okay. None of that Invoker for RRL. That's a real signature of his as well. So they have determined that last game he was a thorn in their side, and I would agree with them. That was a spicy performance. So yeah, targeting him down doesn't seem like a bad choice at all.
And there's the TA ban. Meanwhile, 5ManMidas also banning out mid, so the mid pool is gonna be relatively small. Which I feel like with how unconventional Monkey is as a mid player, that might favor Arkosh a little bit more.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. He's very likely to bring in a Bat Rider if they really feel like try-harding this one. They could be thinking about, I don't know, Brewmasters, Broodmothers. There's some very interesting options here, although I don't think you want to run a Brood into a Mars.
Yeah. We'll have to find out here. The let's ban here is going to be the aforementioned Bat Rider. So now 5ManMidas is most likely going to go pick up their position 5 hero here.
Disruptor.
Disrupt would be great, yeah.
It's you get the instant reaction for any IOs that teleport in. You get the separate teleporting in or out heroes, of course, from each other. Great answer for the global. And in general, also great area control for these two heroes that are going to be sticking close together and holding hands. But it doesn't have to be, of course. Ooh, and they're going to go for the anti-strength instead. And of course, when you don't have a ranged hero coupled with the IO, Undying becomes a very attractive prospect for the area control as well.
Mm-hmm. So now here the Undying, as we mentioned, like just the control of the area. Maybe like something like a Mirana could be good for Arkosh here, just to take down the Tombstone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mirana also works decently with the Tiny, but they go for the Disruptor themselves. I mean, it's also a good answer for the Mars, certainly, and there you have your Brewmaster. I'm going to bet that that is going to be Monkey.
Mm-hmm. So the Brewmaster mid going to come out. I feel like right now Arkosh Gaming are just looking for a little bit more lockdown, like initiation lockdown. They have great team fight though, and 5ManMidas, they're still just looking for the hero that brings it all together, that like brings the game home. Their win condition hero here. Are there any specific ones that stand out to you?
Right now, not quite yet. Although if you wouldn't have the Mars right now, this would already be a pretty great game for a Timbersaw. So if they're willing to run that Timbersaw in a different position or the Mars in a different position, then that is certainly an option.
Let's see here. Instead, they're going to go for the Medusa. So for a hard carry here, also pretty good matchup against the Tiny if you get the Stone Gaze on him.
Yep, absolutely. Very hard for melee heroes in general to play into the Medusa unless they can burst super hard. And Tiny, not necessarily a burst hero anymore. His combo has been nerfed. And now you're really relying on the big slow swings with the permanent tree. Medusa has a lot of time to kite you around. Tiny, not that fast either. Of course, faster with the IO.
Okay, so with that now, here, banning out the puck. So they're also thinking like this Mars most likely not going to go mid, which we sometimes see, especially in South America. They really like to run the Mars mid. Void Spirit is still in the pool, which I feel like could be quite good here, even against the Disruptor. Never mind. There it is banned.
Yeah, he was already on my list for things to be banned there. And this is just all you can see here. AoE silences, ways to hunt down that IO, ways to hunt down these supports in general, because these two supports are now pretty vulnerable. But 5ManMidas here gets left with... There are a couple of heroes to still do that with. You could think about Queen of Pain, but she's very vulnerable to the Disruptor ult just getting dropped immediately on top of her, or something like a Pangolier.
Yes,
but they are definitely... This is definitely the second-rate IO hunters.
I'm a little bit surprised to see the bans here from 5ManMidas banning out the AM and the Slark. So they're thinking this Tiny could go into the off lane.
Yeah,
or
this
maybe
is
Tiny
Arkosh.
mid
I
and
would not put it
Brewmaster
past
off
them.
lane.
Yep, and taking away two Diffusal Blade builders versus that Medusa, just a good idea, like taking away their options to switch out the plan here. And I'm saying two Diffusal Blade builders here, by the way, because I have seen anti-mages, Chad anti-mages, build Diffu. And especially versus Medusa, it is brutal.
It is very, very brutal there with the mana burn on the Medusa for sure. It's now Arkosh Gaming. A minute of reserve time left. I'll have to find out here what these cultists are up to in this case. Are they going to go for the Leshrac again? Like so far, they've always like at some point picked Leshrac. Are they going to go Leshrac again?
I mean, I'd respect that. Like, honestly, that's a great damage dealer. You can buy a blink on that. Oh, they go for the Timber. Okay.
Ooh.
Little bit of a block pick, maybe.
I'm a little bit concerned here for they are not addressing this this tombstone of the Undying.
No.
Like, who can hit that Undying tombstone?
Yeah, you're basically counting on just winning the team fight around it or killing the Undying fast enough that it just simply doesn't come out. But that's an Undying. He's not the easiest of targets.
Mm-hmm. So I'm not quite sure here about this pick. And 5ManMidas, they're going to go for a Queen of Pain, as there isn't really the greatest lockdown here for Arkosh Gaming. Like, it is really just like Disruptor, Glimpse, and then Brewmaster Split. And of course, Tiny has his combo, but that requires his either Blink Dagger or Shadow Blade to really get in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and we don't
given
see
that
the
we
Blink
now have
Dagger
the
very
full
often.
draft here, who would you favor?
Who do I favor? The 5ManMidas draft certainly looks a lot easier to execute, in my opinion here. Arkosh are very much, once they're in, they're 100% committed and they're not coming out anymore. 5ManMidas have some options. You have some disengagement tools. They've got a little bit more space in their shot calling, shall we say. So, yeah, I favor 5ManMidas personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we might go as like in the first game, the evil villains have won, and now here in the third game, it's becoming really close after the protagonist finally won in the second game here. I do say though, if Arkosh Gaming gets off to a good start, it is scary playing against them. They can control the entire map with Glimpse, with Relocates, with Timber's mobility, and then the team fight aspect of a Brewmaster can become very, very scary.
Yep, if this Medusa doesn't get good farm, they won't actually have the damage to deal with the Brewmaster split, and actually all of the rest of these heroes, never mind with 2 splits, because of course on a Brewmaster you very much build that Aghanim Scepter.
Prepare for battle.
In general, this Arkosh Gaming lineup is very tanky, so yeah, the damage curve from 5ManMidas really has to go the right way. If they start to lack in the damage department, this game becomes very hard for them. And RRL, the Ember game that he had previously was also looking like a really good Ember game. This co-op game, you can't just play freely. There is a Disruptor around.
Yeah, they're finding Vol here once again. Arkosh with their movement here, looking to go onto this Mars here. Can they finish him off though? He's walking away on 10% HP, and Ray, already with so many decay stacks, will be able to survive for now.
Yeah, he's kicking him out. He can look at it. 4 heroes running away from one Undying. He's got 20 strength. They're right to run away.
For sure.
I would have liked to see 5ManMidas go a little harder there. They could have if they wanted to.
So we'll see here in this game number 3, deciding match for 5ManMidas, who, as we said, are definitely the underdog in this series as Arkosh Gaming coming from Division 1 here. But in the second game, they've shown they can bleed, and it will be a 2-for-2 bounty run split. No first blood yet. We've had both games so far has had a first blood before the 0-minute mark, and this third game doesn't. We're in for a close one.
I hope you're right. Yeah, this is it's a pretty normal occurrence, isn't it? For like the first 2 games to be pretty Rambo style, and then game number 3, let's take it easy. Everything's on the line now for both of us.
Yeah. That's for sure here. And we see here this Tiny IO lane versus a Mars Snapfire. I would favor the offlane here from 5ManMidas, but the Tiny is just going to look to get his farm, and then at some point at 15 minutes, it's going to have a shot and then start to flash farm.
This is a lane where Sanctified and Vol will have to look for the kills from time to time, because if they just lane up versus Tiny IO, they're going to get out-regened. And of course this Tiny with his tree is going to do a lot of damage versus this low armor Mars. He's stocked up on HP, as you can see.
Yep. Meanwhile, in the top lane, we have Gremlo on his Timbersaw versus the Undying Medusa. I mean, Medusa not really the strongest laner, but Undying more than making up for it with SSK. And with the Disruptor here, like Timbersaw, if he gets to a certain level, he's just unkillable. So is 5ManMidas looking to make any plays here early on?
Looking to put as much pressure as they can as early as possible, and you can see Ray really just pushing the limit here. He has to, because later on in this lane, ouch, this Medusa is going to get shoved under her tower and killed. It's just a question of when, really. Timbersaw is very happy with this lane.
Yeah, and Forsaken Oracle once again blocking the pull camp here, making sure that 5ManMidas not going to be able to make any lane shenanigans here with pulling. And Forsaken Oracle? Oh, he wanted to wait to put a glimpse up, but Ray, he TP'd into the trees, and so Forsaken Oracle knew he couldn't use the glimpse on Ray there, which would have been pretty disastrous for an Undying to not be able to be there for another whole minute, pretty much, for the Medusa.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And especially because this is an Undying that died because he didn't want to use up all his regen. He wants to use his full new mana and health pool right now to contest Gremlo again. But it's to do that now.
So meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have the Queen of Pain versus this new Brewmaster with the stances. How do you feel about this change, by the way?
I like it. It's sort of like an advanced tread switch, which is which is cool. But you gotta have a lot of presence of mind in order to keep constantly switching them around. Bit Invoker-like as well. Definitely makes a Brewmaster more adaptable. Working quite well for him so far, though. Not necessarily keeping up with the Quap in farming, but at the very least, with the Thunderclap, he can get the range creeps whenever he needs them. And he can push out this wave into the Quap, who has indeed, because she's up first this melee lane, she has been skilling into the Shadow Strike, so she can bully him up. But I mean, she doesn't push as fast, and she won't farm as fast later on either, as we've seen with a bunch of Quaps who really only take one level Shadow Strike and immediately max the Scream.
Yeah, I mean, so far these lanes looking pretty good. It's like a very early snapshot here of the last hits, but they are pretty much ahead in every single lane. What is this mid Brewmaster? Like usually we see, even this new Brewmaster, we see him in the off lane. Monkey, of course, a little bit weird picks here. Brought out the Shadow Shaman, brought out the Bounty Hunter mid. Now Brewmaster mid. What can we expect from him?
Most likely going to see him attempt to go for a kill on level 6 on this Quap, trying to get the support from the side lane, specifically the Disruptor, to come in to help him. It's not the greatest, though. I have a Disruptor,
Meanwhile,
so...
in the bottom lane, they find the kill onto the Snapfire. That's not really a kill that should be happening. The IO Tiny lane.
Again, it's you gotta take risks here if you're 5ManMidas, because otherwise this Tiny will just be farming. I can see why it happens, even though, you know, you're saying, oh, this is a strong lane. Well, they gotta leverage that as well. Oh, well, there goes any ambition for the mid lane.
That's a big kill there as the rotation from Sanctified. He did die, but he then with his rotation enabled a kill on the mid lane. Like he's very happy with himself right now.
Yep. And as we saw in the previous game, if RL has a good game, 5ManMidas has a good game.
And he's actually maxing out 3 points in the Shadow Strike. We don't see that as much anymore. We see like 1 or 2 for the lane dominance, but then more points in the Scream of Pain in order to flash farm. Is it just because like he feels like he can like really leverage this lane here?
He really wants to punish Monkey for this melee pick. But Monkey is having none of it. He's just going to be in the small side camp, will only really show under his tower. And he's got vision to watch these rotations now as well. Level 6 onto RRL now already though. He is quite far behind. They saw Sanctified
Yeah,
come in.
half a level behind, and even like being pushed away now from the wave again. So meanwhile, up top here, it's gonna be a tombstone being laid down by the Undying. That's just gonna be some free money here for the Disruptor.
Wonder where they think the Undying is though. They're still looking for Monkey here. He's a tanky boy.
Monkey, he just wants his level 6 there. Even committing with some nukes there, gets his level 6. And now, what is he gonna do with this? Looking to secure the rune. That's gonna be an Invis rune. Gonna be picked up by RRL though. Uh-oh, Monkey might be forced to use the split here. Forsaken Oracle has arrived. That's gonna be the Cinder Brew. There's gonna be the split now, looking to go onto Ray. And that is going to be a dead Undying. So they get the kill onto the support with the first split. And some damage onto this mid tower.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And normally you try to force this squab out with the ultimate, but
Uh-oh, RL jumps
This was
forward
worthless.
here. Monkey, the cookie!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So close. That was very
Too
close
close.
there.
Not
Meanwhile,
ideal for
bottom
him.
lane,
What do
Snapper
you-
has left again, and Pale Horse and Crow are looking to make the best of it against this Mars.
full with the double bracer now. Pretty hard to actually kill him, but at the same time you can see that this Tiny is shoving him back hard.
That's going to be a toss. Yeah, Vol, he's not really taking the damage there. But Disruptor has arrived now. There's going to be
Radiant's middle
just
tower
the
Only level
Thunderstrike,
1
no glimpse.
And
Now, in
Monkey
the mid
is
lane,
getting
meanwhile-
hated on.
Yeah. The Tombstone, even laid down to secure some more hits on this tower, is now the TP coming in from the IO. Looking to help Monkey out here a little bit. Monkey, though, he's getting very low here. There's going to be the Sonic Wave, the stun with the cookie. Monkey will survive, though, with the heal of Crow. Gremlo now has arrived. Has the Chakram, looking to chunk somebody down.
Dire's top tower is under
And
attack.
most likely will find the Undying. Yes, Monkey straight behind him. Yeah, this Undying is so dead.
Not quite worth it for Gremlo though, I think, because he was pushing out the top tower. He had the wave onto the tower, and now instead Sanctified has made his way up there. He's going to get his level 6.
Then how come I keep dying?
我问一下兄弟们有什么想法呢？
Sanctified going to get hunted now.
Yeah, he just wants to get as much experience as he can onto this tier 1 tower for as long as he can, because it will be taken by this Timber Saw at some point.
Dire are scanning.
They don't really have the tools to deal with him until there is an Orchid over on the Queen of Pain. She's making decent progress, but that first ult being wasted does mean that she's going to deal a little bit. Yeah, there he goes.
Dire's top
She's going to have
tower is under
to
attack.
wait a little bit longer. Scream not yet maxed either.
Yeah. And that is where, like, the 3 points in the Shadow Strike can hurt a little bit. It will
Dire's top tower is under
hurt your
attack.
farming speed, but he's already number 1 in net worth. As in the bottom lane, they get the arena out onto Pale Horse, but no mana for the spear, and Crow coming in with the tether, jump forward by RRL, but do they have the damage to bring down even the IO here? As now, even Monkey has arrived, uses the split 3-man avalanche, but the cookie coming out from the Snapfire, the stun from Monkey, finds Vol here with the Brewlings. Do they have enough damage? One more hit, the stun coming out, and Monkey gets the kill. They get the lift up onto the Undying as well. Heavy rotation from Arkosh, but they get the 2 supports. Actually, not the 2 supports, it's Mars and the Undying. And Sanctified, they have Glimpse. Is he gonna get in range? It's gonna get the Glimpse as well. Do they have the damage to bring down the Snapfires? They get both supports, including then the offlaner. Very good fight here for Arkosh. At the same time, up top, Gremlo was just pushing the tier 1 tower. Oh,
Yeah.
RL coming in. Leans up with the Sonic Wave.
He was very unhappy to not have the Sonic Wave for that previous fight there. I was wondering why they were making that rotation without having a Sonic Wave frame, and you could see the outcome of that. So yeah, he's fine. I'll get back here. I'll get that IO. But now they won't have it again for the next time.
Middle tower
I'm not sure that an IO kill here is enough.
A Monkey, like the first brew split, maybe not the best usage of just getting a support, but this second one enabled 3 whole kills on the team. Lies, meanwhile, he has just been farming. He is level 9, well on his way to the Yasha. Gremlo arriving here, but he has maxed out reactive armor now. So plus the Hood of Defiance. He is fine. That's gonna be the Static Storm coming out from Forsaken Oracle, looking to go on to Lies. Lies completely out of mana here, cannot get anything off and will die. The first time he showed anywhere up, and he will fall for it. That's a nice 3-man arena by Bull, but misses here. They find the kill onto the IO, but will lose the Snapfire for it. Ray just looking to make it to kill off Monkey here. Gremlo though, he is too tanky. A 2-for-2 exchange, but you can't be happy as 5ManMidas. You lost your Medusa.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yep, and you can see there really that whenever that Sonic Wave is not online, 5ManMidas is struggling to get the damage out. They really needed Ray there to stack up some of those decay stacks on the enemy strength cores in order to get to do anything at all. And this is a problem that they're going to continue to have. Medusa only scales into the damage pretty late on. You're going to see Manta style, presumably into a Skadi, and only then are we going to see the first damage item come out. So up until that point, it's really just RRL that has to do that. And we can expect Arkosh to
straight axe on the Brewmaster.
I expect it's got an Urn of Shadows to enable his early rotations, tanking up nicely with that. And after that, straight into the axe. And I think he has the time for it, because we're really... The enemy game is completely reliant on RL getting this Orchid and starting to get pickoffs with that. And up until that point, 5ManMidas can't really make any moves.
And I really like the decision here from Arkosh. After they defended this bottom tier 1 tower once, now 5ManMidas is back for it, and this time they don't want to defend anymore, just looking to maybe get a trade in the mid lane for this mid tier 1 tower, which Arkosh would be very happy. At the same time, up top though, Pale Horse gonna be saved by the relocate of Crow.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Ooh. And meanwhile in the mid lane they find Ray here. IO most likely gonna die from coming back here. They're bringing back Pale Horse actually, and they're just gonna take out Sanctified. Sanctified gets the Scada Blast off and the Cookie. But yeah, one more hit from Pale Horse. And that's both supports going down. They lose their mid tower. Actually, mid tower still standing. Never mind.
It's as good as dead. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
is under attack.
Like once Gremlo arrives and tanks the tower again, it's gonna die.
exactly.
Is under attack.
And you can see there, the reason that the Tiny comes back is like, yeah, Sonic Wave is not here. What are they gonna do to me?
And it really kind of begs the question, as you mentioned, like, where's the damage output for 5ManMidas now that, like on the side of Arkosh, everybody has their levels. Like, they're just tanky because they're, like, strength heroes. And, like, the Timbersaw, they're tiny, they're Brewmaster. How do you finish those heroes off?
Well, with this Orchid that's now coming in, and at the same time there's also a Blink Dagger flying for the Mars, they haven't quite timed it super well together, so yeah, this is not an Orchid reveal. I mean, sure it was a reveal, but...
It was a reveal. We can say that. It was not the best reveal.
They saw he had an
it was
Orchid.
Now Gremlo finds Ray here. Timbersaw has a Sange finished already. Ray puts down the Tombstone, and are they still looking to fight this? They're gonna take the kill with the Glimpse. Arena coming out here from Vol with the Spear, and the Mortimer Kisses over the top. Monkeys is dead before he can get anything off. Gremlo is still standing strong, however. It's gonna be assaulted by zombies though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Jump
attack.
forward here by Vol. And Pale Horse has now arrived, looking for the toss onto this Mars. Vol is going to die, a little bit overzealous there, just stepping on forward, not respecting what Arkosh can do there. And the glimpse onto RRL. The Sonic Wave gonna be used, but it doesn't finish off anybody. It at least allows her to survive, but that just means Snapfire is gonna die, and it is getting rough now for 5ManMidas. That was now like 2 or 3 Sonic Wave usages that did not result in any kills.
And now Crow already has his mech, so that is burst heal to offset that burst damage as well. One of the reasons that nobody again goes down to the Orchid there. And yet, this, even though it's only a 1k gold difference right now, 5ManMidas is in quite the pickle. They're going to lose a lot of terrain here.
Yeah. Medusa at least has a Manta style finish, so she has that item, but still ways to go to the Skadi. And I don't really see Arkosh Gaming to like really let it go much longer. Like the Tiny has his shard, so he is like farming very fast, and once he has the Shadow Blade, most likely also participating in a lot of fights.
Yep. But right now their vision that they are placing aggressively doesn't actually seem to be sticking. And that is a problem. If they can't contest this Medusa, if they're going to have to fight a high ground into a Skadi Medusa, even if she doesn't have any damage, their very melee high lineup is still going to have trouble.
Do you think if this game goes long enough and the Medusa is able to keep on farming, at one point she can do like 1v5 against this Tiny? Although, hold that thought here, they're gonna find the glimpse here, the Cookie gonna be there, Lies is gonna get out for now. Gremlo gonna be assaulted by zombies from the Tombstone, but at the same time down bottom.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
What? How did
that's
the
RL
quad
going down.
die?
I honestly
don't
don't
know.
know. She must have blinked into a wave.
Yeah, not
It's the only
expecting
way that I
Pale
see it
Horse to
happening.
be there. And Tiny takes tower so quickly. Pretty sure this tier 2 tower is dead. As they have the sustain from the IO. They have the damage from the Tiny. And Tony is back. Pale Horse. Oh, they want to go high ground? Ooh,
Yep.
they want to go high. I'm not quite sure about this one, but as long
Absolutely.
as nobody's responding out now,
Bottom tower is under attack.
just cropping it. Like, they still
Who
don't
is gonna
see
stop them?
anybody. Yeah, that's gonna
have
be
a
the
split.
blink here by Wolf. Icy Arena plus the spear onto Tiny here, but the sustain from the IO. Monkeys is going to die first though. Relocate, going out from the IO without anybody. And Arkosh Gaming will be retreating. They forced everybody back though. They will lose Monkey and IO for it.
Yeah, that was very close though to if the Brewmaster doesn't walk into the wall of the arena there again, I do actually think he might get split off.
Yeah, if
That
he gets
entire
split
fight
off, I
turns
feel like
to-
that is one fight for Arkosh. And that's the scary part, I feel like.
Exactly. So they took a chance at winning the game there. Sure, it didn't pay off, but they also drew the entirety of 5ManMidas back again. This Tiny is going to be huge. He's got the Shadow Blade now as well. That's where the damage starts coming in. He can either finish off
Yeah.
the Silver Edge if he wants, or move into the BKB.
And with the help of the IO, like even his attack speed is working very good. Now, Arkosh looking towards top, most likely gonna take this outpost and then claim these tier 2s. Maybe even go for an early Roche, as there is no more Sonic Wave for 40 seconds. Pale Horse doing exactly that.
Radiant's
Looking
bottom
for the Roche.
is under attack.
We now also
And
have
his-
the Agnum Scepter finish for Brewmaster.
Exactly. So we've got 2 charges on the Primal Split right now, and they can force any objective that they want with this. Like previously, we've seen Monkey get caught off guard by the silence coming out from the Orchid and the fact that they have enough damage if they just focus him. Now he can just pop it before he walks up.
Yeah. now. The scan is coming out here from 5ManMidas, but it does not look like they want to contest. That is going to be an Aegis into the hands of the Tiny. And the immediate smoke up here from Arkosh, looking towards the enemy triangle. It's only RRL and Ray in here. Ray, that's a rest in peace right there. Unfortunate.
He's happy to tank that gank. He's an Undying. At this point in the game, that's like half of your job description. The other half is pop Tombstone and pray.
Pop Tombstone at a good location. So now this tower just gonna be taken down by this Tiny. And how, like, the question is now for 5ManMidas, now the real test starts. How do you hold this high ground? As he just splits off. And there, Gremlo looking for the racks here. Oh! The glimpse back on the Mars with the arena. That's an arena now down. Oh no. Oh no. They lift up the Medusa. There's gonna be a tombstone gonna be laid down and the spear putting Monkey very deep, but he has another split up. Mortimer Kiss is coming out, but where's your damage coming from? You're just losing your racks here already, and Gremlo just bringing every strength hero down just because he's Timbersaw. Pale Horse, another avalanche. He still has an Aegis. That's going to be a spear onto the Timbersaw. As meanwhile, on the other side, they found RRL. RRL gets the split, gets the blink off, however, but will still fall. And oh no, this is not looking good here. Snapfire gonna fall as well. Double buyback from the Mars and the Queen of Pain. They want to hold this, but how do you hold it? They're ignoring the Medusa. They're saying the Medusa does not hurt. The Medusa does not hurt. She has a Mantis ultimate orb.
Exactly. She tickles. Sure, she'll tickle for a long time, but that's fine. You've got an eye. You can just sustain straight through that. And I love how early Arkosh went up here. Like, yeah, fine. We'll risk losing another couple heroes here, but we know you can't defend. Your Medusa is not an obstacle. You don't have a Skadi. You don't have anything that looks like damage. And especially RL's attempt there on the backlines not paying off means that now he's without a Sonic Wave again.
And it's like all these small parts in these team fights where it feels like Arkosh are outclassing 5ManMidas. Hold that thought as Monkey is getting gone on here. The arena coming out as Timbersaw is now here as well, brought in from the IO, looking to take on Ray here, but now it is fighting in the Tombstone. That's gonna be 3 heroes dead. Gremlo trying to TP out, does not work out though.
Dire's top tower.
And you're good at this Caster Curse thing.
I really am. I really am.
Outclassing, you say, good sir.
Let me show you how we're classing. Yeah, I mean, before that, like it's these small things of like getting the glimpse of onto the Mars as he got the arena, or getting the Static Storm onto the Queen of Pain as she jumps in. All of those things, but now with those 3 kills, Lies also finding the tier 1 tower, has now a Skadi finished. Meanwhile, up
Might
top
just be too little too late though.
yeah, Pale Horse has finished RRL. And now
He's got a moon
he has
shard.
a moon shard. Okay, you're just having a moon shard here on the Tiny. I mean, they're pretty far ahead. There's going to be a spear, though, onto the Brewmaster. Before he got any split off, do they have the chain locked down to bring him down? Can he get the split off? He can't! Still, it's going to be Brewmaster down. And that is the way that 5ManMidas needs to take this fight. They need to get the fight with Brewmaster dying before the split. Uh-oh. Pale Horse is looking for anybody to walk up there. Actually, just okay. In that case, I'll walk up.
He still has half a minute on that Aegis. He'd love to use it right now.
It's going to be.
He played. Okay, Gremlo.
Gonna go on to Forsaken Oracle here, though. Pale Horse is gonna get gone on here by the tower and has to lose his Aegis. It's gonna be a Stone Gaze coming out. Gremlo has gonna go into the backlines, looking to go onto Pale Horse here, but Pale Horse just turns it around onto Bull. Cookie coming out onto Lies, another stun onto Pale Horse, but he is so tanky. They want to take out everybody else first. Io is going to die, but Gremlo still standing strong. Sanctified is going to die. Pale Horse coming back in test. How about we deal with this Medusa right now? There's going to be the Static Storm connecting with the Kinetic Field. Buyback from the Io coming in with the Relocate. The break coming out and the split. All just used on that Queen of Pain onto that Medusa. And Medusa gonna be lifted up, being brought down, tossed, and she is dead. Buyback from her. But it feels all a little bit too late here. They're just gonna take the racks. And Arkosh have now mega to 5ManMidas. 25 minutes into this game.
Yeah, you can try to defend here with your Medusa, but it's tiny. Look at him go.
Tiny, man. It's a pretty strong hero. They're gonna get the disarm here onto the Medusa. They have the damage to kill her in the fountain. They toss her out of the fountain. And Avalanche and Lies is gonna die a second time. They're dieback for him, and GG's are called. As Arkosh win this series 2-1 in pretty stompy fashion in all 3 games. One time they got stomped, and then 2 times they do the stomping here. But this 3rd game, it did not look close. It did not look close.
No, completely agreed with you there. This was from the laning stage onward. This draft from 5ManMidas is so reliant on RRL to get anything done here that as soon as they stop off his momentum, they're already bothering that mid lane early on. They know he wants to keep Monkey down, and they don't really let him. And then afterwards, yeah, Pale Horse never really has to slow down for anybody this game. He just keeps on galloping. Lies gets ignored, and Arkosh just rolled her way to victory. It really is just that simple, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the IO did nearly 20,000 healing. That is negating the 2nd highest damage dealer of 5ManMidas completely. Just negated by healing from the IO. And certainly some damage issues there from 5ManMidas, as you alluded to, with RRL being hurt down in that laning stage. And Arkosh Gaming, they came in as the favorites. It was looking a little bit shaky in game number 2, but in game number 3, they show why they are the favorites. And they take that game home very easily. Are there any closing thoughts here you have for Arkosh, seeing that they came back from Division 1 into Division 2? Were they looking as strong as you expected?
Yeah, roughly. I mean, there was clearly some clowning around here and there. But ultimately, if you look at the amount of experience that they bring in, and if you really listen to those comms videos, like when they're actually focused in the fights, their shot calling is pretty good. So I'm not surprised to see them